ようこそ講師様のご友人。ファデュイでのご活躍をお祈りしておりますよ。私たちは凡人であり、氷の女工ではありません。失礼しました。本題に戻らせていただきます。約束は果たしたと講師様から伝言を預かっております。
約束を果たした？あ、人を探してくるって話か？
はい。状況を打破できる人を探すと講師様は約束しました。ファデュイの執行官は約束を違えません。
じゃあどこに行けば会えるんだ？
講師様は瑠璃亭にいます。
ああ、瑠璃亭か。リーユへの料理にはリー祭とユエ祭の2つの祭系があって数百年も対立してきてるんだ。で、リー祭の代表が瑠璃亭なんだ。オーナーはわざと悲運の丘に店を構えてユエ祭を代表する新月剣と正面対決してるって話だぜ。そう言わずに、とにかく美味しいものがあるぞ。早く行こうぜ。
ふっ。やあ、来たね。約束は果たしたよ。君たちを助けられる人、眼神の戦隊が七星によって隠されたという難題を解決してくれる人を見つけた。
で、そいつはどこにいるんだ？
ああ、ついてきて。接待を、いや、この国でいう食事会というおもてなしを用意した。
講師様、ようこそいらっしゃいました。個室をご用意いたしました。勝利様がお待ちしております。
おー。
紹介するよ。こちらは家業人で王城堂の閣下勝利先生だ。リーユエで王城堂のような仕事はどうしても家業人との商売を避けられないからね。俺たちファデュイはこういう影の下を歩くお友達と付き合うのが好きなんだよ。
影の下を歩く。
はじめまして。お前たちがモンドで活躍した噂を耳にしたことがある。
家業人、影、人を王女。あ、まさか王城堂っていうのは。
そうだ。お前の想像通りだ。王城堂とは葬儀業者で人々を安心して極楽浄土へと送り出すためにある。
あれ。
まさか勝利先生が殺し屋かと思ったのかな。ファデュイのお友達の中には確かに殺し屋はたくさんいるけど、王城堂は違うよ。少なくとも表向きはね。一応家業人だからね、詳細は言えない。とにかく君たちに紹介した理由は。
俺ならお前たちに元王帝君の戦隊に合わせられる。
驚くことはないよ。天主園行幸の企みのせいで眼神の戦隊は隠されてしまったけど、まずは勝利先生の話を聞こう。
元王帝君は仙人たちの祖だが、仙人の一人だ。リーユへ数千年の歴史を見ていくと、仙人が去っていく傾向は紛れもない事実としてある。なぜなら時代が変わったからだ。絶運の間を訪れた時、そういう変化をお前たちも感じただろう。元神には様々な尊名がある。契約の神、商業の神、武神、モラクス、元王帝君。その中に仙人ももちろん含まれている。見ての通り、仙人の時代は遠ざかりつつあり、人の時代こそが徐々に現実となりつつあるんだ。昔、仙人が去ると盛大な儀式が執り行われていた。それがリーユへの伝統だ。しかし、今回の件については、七世までもがその伝統をないがしろにしている。
そうだよ、真犯人もまだ捕まってない。
神殺し事件。それについて王城堂は気になどしていない。王城堂が気にしているのは、仙人を迎える迎戦儀式が盛大に行われている反面、去った旅人よ、孔子殿からお前のことを聞いた。お前は風神の友人なのだろう。俺と共に元神を送る儀式の準備をしてくれないか。
賢明な判断だ。天地園行幸、彼女は帝君の戦隊を見ることを禁じた。無事七神を訪ねたいのなら、君にはこの方法しか残ってない。
その通りだ。創戦儀式に参加することだけが元神の体に合うことのできる唯一の機会だろう。ああ、納得したのなら俺についてこい。詳細は歩きながら話そう。
よし、これで俺の橋渡しとしての役目は終わった。どう？なかなかの結果だろう。さあ、行くなら早くした方がいい。俺のことは気にしないで。ここで崇拝いただいて、ついでに箸の使い方でも練習してるから。
旅人、神が去った城をその身で感じた後、リーユエという神のいる地を訪れ、お前はどう感じた？ああ、神のいる地には3700年の歴史がある。これは七国の中でも最も古い。創戦儀式を準備する過程もお前の旅の一部となり、お前の見聞を広めることになるだろう。リーユエは七国で最も繁栄している国であり、神の鎮座や七聖の統治がある。それゆえファデュイの外交手段の多くはリーユエでは通用しない。七聖の一人である行幸は常にファデュイを警戒している。おそらくそれこそ孔子が王城堂の力を借りた理由かもしれないな。
創戦儀式は孔子にとって何のメリットがあるんだ？
それは知らないし知りたくもない。俺にとってファドゥイはあくまで資金援助をするだけの存在だ。俺の望みはリーユエの伝統が人々に忘れられないことにある。これは孔子が提供してくれた最初の資金だ。使い切ったら彼に報告してまた資金をもらうといい。さあ行こう。儀式の準備の第一歩は神に釣り合う最高品質のよどまり石を見つけ出すことだ。
Welcome to the Jade Mystery, my good friends. Would you like to try your luck betting on Jade? This could be your lucky day. It's cheap and it's fun, and who knows, you just might strike it rich.
Betting? No, we're here for...
Noctilucous jade, of radiant grade at the very least.
Radiant grade, Noctilucous Jade? I see. You're not a tourist. My apologies. I have some here for your perusal. What do you think? The Jade Mystery is an old name in the jade business. Just look at that wonderful quality. Rex Lapis doesn't often bless us with such finery. Go on, pick whichever one you like.
These 3 pieces really do look pretty. Not like the ones you usually dig up. But how do we pick? Should we just grab one and go?
Oh? You want me to decide? That is fine as well. If it were me, the answer would be simple.
Oh? And that would be...
I'll take them all, boss.
Oh, you act with such panache, good sir. I always knew you were not a man of ordinary caliber.
Oh, wait, boss! That one didn't count! We need to discuss it again! Hey! If we only need one for the ritual, aren't we wasting 3 times the Mora if we buy them all?
Oh, Mora. It is as you say. I suppose I overlooked this particular aspect of the transaction.
Huh? How do you not think about Mora when buying things?
If one must always consider Mora before acting, then in all things one is bound by Mora.
What?
All Mora is currency, but not all currency is Mora.
What? So loaded that he doesn't even bother hunting for a bargain.
No need to waver. Even when I am constrained by Mora, I have ways of working around my limitations. Evaluating the quality of Noctilucous jade is indeed very tricky. As crude ore, there is little difference in texture, lustrousness, and internal pattern between good and bad jade. Only after the item made using Noctilucous jade has taken shape will you be able to see whether it is up to par or not. If you return to those crafty merchants to quibble, they will counter by saying that your crafting bench is to blame, or that your heat control was poor.
Whoa! To think it's that easy to get cheated.
But there is a way to truly evaluate this jade, and a true insider would know it. A fool sees the pointer and misses the moon.
What does that mean?
If you point at the moon with your finger, a wise man knows that you are pointing at the moon, while a fool will only see the finger. The patterns, the facade, these are all the finger. Noctilucous jade is a mystical stone used to light up the darkness, and so its brightness is the important thing. It is the moon. Noctilucous jade of excellent quality would have superior pyroaffinity. In other words, the bluer and brighter the luster of the ore under high temperature, the higher its quality. I have imparted the priceless secrets of the jade trade to you. Now, all that's left is to put it into practice.
Priceless, huh? Paimon's just said that we might never be able to use it again. We're back to buy some rocks, boss. But can you let us burn them first?
Burn them? You can't do that, my friends. If you were to do so, what would I have to sell? Not buying? Come now, my good friends. We can still discuss this. Negotiation is key to trade, wouldn't you say? How about this? I can take a small sample of all 3. I'll take a bit of a loss. We'll count it as a friendly gesture.
Don't worry. I know the rules. As long as we can prove that it is good jade, you will not take a loss.
All right, take these as samples. I've carved them off with a knife and tagged them to boot.
Aren't these too thin? Even paper's thicker. No, even a bug's wings are thicker. These are almost see-through.
Stingy? I've already been very generous. Any more and you may as well have my neck.
But wouldn't something this thin go poof if we held it to the fire?
It can't be helped. Trying to deprive a merchant of his profits would be like forcing a ravenous wolf to vomit up the food in its stomach. Nonetheless, under the right conditions, these thin slices will serve.
What sort of conditions?
While we add the high temperatures using pyro, we can use hydro to reinforce it from within. This way, the samples will not disintegrate immediately.
Oh! Oh, sir, to think you were this learned. Thank you for your understanding.
Strictly speaking, asking for samples when we have not yet agreed to purchase the goods is unfair. Trade in Liyue must be based upon fairness.
Well, guess we just need to find a place to try this out. You mean at Wanmin Restaurant? As long as we do it when she's not in.
That would not do. It is a place where people come and go. They would be endangered if the elemental reaction were to get out of control. We cannot take such a risk.
Oh, Paimon remembers we once saw this big pot down at the Data Upa Gorge in the camp of the Hilly Churls from the Meaty tribe. It's real sturdy and should be able to take the elemental reactions. Now, let's pack those samples up and make a move.
It has been a long time since I last set foot in the Nation of Wind. A friend of mine from Mondstadt would always bring a few bottles of locally brewed dandelion wine whenever he came to visit me in Liyue. It must be said that the famed liquor of the land of pastorals is far better than Sumeru's frigid snake.
That's the pot! It looks like the Hilly Trolls are still using it. It's a bit impolite, but we gotta cut the line. There's still soup in here. These Hilly Trolls sure have big appetites. This soup looks like it could be used as our hydro-elemental protection. Let's fire it up and begin our experiment. We're ready to go. Paimon will help remember which one of the three is which. Use pyro to keep making the pot hotter until we get the results we need. Mr. Zhongli said that the shinier and bluer the ore gets, the better it is, so pay close attention. I'll bring my seasonings. Hey, get him! Out of the frying pan! Whoa! That light came from the first Noctilucous Jade! Hilly Trolls are surrounding us again! Were they attracted by the light? Such nosy neighbors! Let's take care of them and continue again after. Out of the frying pan, it's...
Spirit Blade!
came from the second Noctilucous Jade, didn't it? More hilichurls? They don't give up, do they? Looks like they're mad that we ruined their food.
Spirit Blade! A touch of frost!
Nice and spike. Go, go. No one escapes my sights. Oh, that's bright. Too bright. That was the third Lucas Jade, wasn't it? It was so much shinier than the rest. Let's go with that one. Let's head back to the Jade Mystery to buy some jade, shall we?
You're back, my friends. I've kept the goods for you. Which of them would you like?
Exactly. That's the one Paimon remembers too.
No problem. If you have your eye on this one, you can have it.
Then we'll take a box of the third type of jade.
Done. All the same, and pardon me for asking, but I'm curious. Whatever do you need this much top-quality Noctilucous Jade for?
I suppose it would...
Parting? Oh, dear. I'd heard the rumors, but had given much thought to them. This means that Rex Lapis really is... Oh, it's hard to believe. Even though the Jade Mystery has been in decline, we have always been under his protection. It is said that when our Lord lost his way while going incognito in the city 200 years ago, it was a spoon from the Jade Mystery that he had used to sample the local delights. Alas, alas, all things must pass. Well, if this is to be used to say farewell to Rex Lapis, then I shall sell this to you at half the price.
Are you sure? You didn't want to even give us an inch before.
If not for our Lord's protection, this city wouldn't exist as it does now. No proprietor could earn money off such a thing.
I'm sure Rex Lapis will feel your sentiment, boss.
In the safe hands of the Liyue Qixing and good honest merchants such as yourself, I for one believe that Liyue will continue to prosper as it always has done.
All right. Thank you, my friends. What's with me getting all sentimental like this? I'll practically be giving away all my fortune at this rate.
Now that we've made our choice, let's take this Noctilucous Jade back.
Hey, wait a minute. He said it was half price, not that we could leave without paying.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. I must have forgotten to do that too. Let me see. As I thought, I didn't bring any.
Any what?
Mora, my apologies. Another oversight on my part.
Oh, that won't do. This isn't some small sum. Oh, wait. Didn't Child give us some advanced funds earlier? That's a relief. Have a look.
It's fine. Just enough for half price. Though, to be honest, it'd be all right even if the sum wasn't quite enough.
Well, it's settled then. Let's take this jade to Yujing Terrace. That's where we plan to hold the rite.
Look at you bossing everyone around. You didn't cough up a single Mora.
It seems that we must. I will keep that in mind. Thanks, both of you.
May the Lord of Geo protect
We
you.
can leave the jade here. I have already called for a jewelsmith to shape them into the implements that we will need. Ah, yes. I have yet to go and see Child. So, as for the jewelsmith's remuneration...
Guess we can't do anything else. Also, is this where we're doing the rite of parting?
Yes. I have already rented this location, and have begun making preparations for the rite. That's right. The Liyue Qixing have acquiesced to using the same location.
But when something this big happened here, should suspects like us really be at the crime scene? We might get caught by the Millilith. Although with that said, since we got back from Dwayne Karst, none of those pesky Millilith soldiers have come chasing after us. Wonder what that's about. Also, the, Rex Lapis vessel.
Traditionally, we call it the Exuvia.
Ah, right! That's what it was called. You seem to know everything, Mr. Zhongli. So, was this Exuvia hidden away by the Qixing? I mean, we haven't even figured out who the murderer is.
One must think that they already have someone in mind. Or perhaps they already know. Surely they must have found all the evidence that there is to find here. These things are for the authorities in Yujing Terrace to consider. Trying to help would probably only add to their troubles. Before the rite is conducted, the Exuvia will be kept temporarily in the Golden House.
Golden House?
The only mint in Liyue, which is to say the only mint in Tevat. All the mora that flows throughout the world is minted there.
Wow! Oh, no! Paimon wasn't thinking about anything bad. Paimon thinks it suits Morax. But why do you know this, Mr. Zhongli?
Since the rite of parting has the approval of the Qixing, it is a semi-official event. As such, there is already some limited information available. Perhaps each has their motives. But this is the capital of commerce. A little exploitation once in a while is not unacceptable. In Liyue, where the god of contracts reigns, only contracts may not be betrayed. I, for one, have no issue with little maneuvers outside their remit. Well then, we should go and prepare the perfumes used in the rite.
Perfumes? Where'll we get those? Do we buy them?
No. Perfumes used to honor the gods must be freshly decocted. The quality of the silk flowers we require is also special. Silk flower petals contain a fibrous material of good quality, often used in brocade making. Its scent, however, is most elegant, and is especially suited for solemn events, like giving offerings to gods and adepti.
It's time for Zhongli's lectures on high society again.
We shall not speak of the details right now. Follow me. We shall go to the merchants to purchase our ingredients.
I ride on wind and cloud alike.
I should open a store here.
Hey, boss, do you sell silk flowers here?
Silk flowers? We certainly do. Which kind would you like?
Which kind? The good kind? The best kind? Remind Paimon what kinds there are again.
Ugh, you ignorant shoppers. Always coming in here with your stupid questions.
Golden House Maiden, Valley Weaver, and Fate's Yearning. One of each to start with, if you don't mind.
My goodness, this gentleman is quite the connoisseur. You two must be his servants. Please refrain from any further attempts to contribute. I'm sorry. Ah, yes. We've met before, haven't we? Sorry, traveler. I shouldn't have spoken to you in that tone. Now then, please peruse at your leisure. Do let me know if you have any further thoughts.
Silk flowers exhibit different properties based on how their environmental conditions differ from their ancestral habitat. Nevertheless, these are fine specimens, excellently preserved. Just look at the abundant foliage here, and these stamens, glamorous as a maiden of the Golden House. This strain is an evergreen, and mostly grows under complex hydrological conditions. By contrast, this variety thrives in any dark, damp location, often in large clusters. Morphologically, it is distinguished by the profusion of petals and densely packed stamens, though its powerful scent gives it away just as easily. Lastly, this strain is quite the recluse. Unlike its exuberant cousins, flowers and foliage are minimal, and when in season, it has a subtle yet enduring scent. It was first discovered by the ancients when they scaled the mountains in search of the adepti. Silk flowers have all but disappeared from the wild today due to geographical changes over Liyue's history. Most are not grown by horticulturalists.
Wow! A true connoisseur. Most of that was news even to me.
I possess but a smattering of trivial knowledge. My traveler friend is the one to watch. They are on track to set foot in every corner of the world.
Oh, Mr. Zhongli, you're way too humble. So, which silk flower did you want anyway?
I'll take them all, boss.
Again?
How can I put this? When purchasing opera tickets, it is natural to decide based on which singer has the most melodious voice. The same logic applies when purchasing a pet bird. But this silk flower purchase is not an analogous case. The same logic does not apply. Perhaps you don't know. Tradition states that we should decoct perfume from different subspecies of silk flower when making an offering to a statue of the Seven. Like several other tedious and complicated traditions, this one has become simplified over time. But this is the only rite of parting to take place for one of the Seven in 3,700 years. As such, I do think we should honor tradition down to the last detail in this case. Now that's settled, a question. Do you have any mora on you?
You forgot to bring money again? Zhongli.
If I may interject, did I hear you say that these flowers are to be an offering to the Lord of Geo himself?
Yes, in a sense.
Gosh, well, why didn't you say so? I heard the awful news about what happened at this year's Rite of Dissension. It would be bad luck to say it out loud, but I've been worried about our dear Lord ever since. I'm worried that everything I've heard is true. Since these flowers will be used to glorify our Lord, they're free of charge. Just don't forget to pass on my regards.
Are you serious?
Why wouldn't I be? I would be nobody if not for Rex Lapis. If he hadn't written those poems in praise of my wares, they'd only be worth a fraction of what I can sell them for today.
Huh. So much folklore here revolves around Liyue's deity making cameo appearances in support of local businesses.
Thank you, boss. I think I speak for all of us when I say that your generosity has saved our skins.
Our skins? You were the one who forgot to bring money.
Please, it's the least I could do.
Sphere here and leave it.
So, now that we've got the flowers, how do we make the perfume?
Ideally with the help of an expert. Unfortunately, none of my acquaintances have personal experience in the art of decoction.
Talk about first world problems.
Hence, I need you to help by asking around in the city. Try the common folk, especially women.
So this time we get to go around town looking for nice-smelling ladies to talk to? Paimon likes this job.
I will wait for you near the Statue of the Seven. Meet me there when the perfume is ready.
Maybe we can find some good candidates at the Adventurers Guild. Let's ask Lan. She's master of the Liyue branch, right? We need to ask you for a favor.
I stopped accepting commissions a long time ago. Sorry, you two, but you'll just have to ask another adventurer.
Oh, it's not that kind of favor. It's just a teeny tiny thing.
Wow. Just wow. Do I look like the kind of girl who wears perfume to you? I think you're underestimating the kind of person I am.
Well, Paimon thinks you smell amazing. So come on, Lan. What's your secret if not perfume?
Now that you mention it, yes, there is something. What is that scent? Oh, it must be from the Qingshin flowers I picked on the way back. I forgot I still had them with me.
Aha! The truth is out. Lan's got a soft spot for wildflowers.
No, they were for medicinal use only. Anyway, this is a pointless conversation. If you want to know about perfume, try talking to Qiming.
The fortune teller, right? Paimon remembers she smells pretty good. Thanks, Lan. See you around.
Hello. How may I help?
We've come to ask you a question.
Perfume? I rarely think to use it, let alone about how to make it myself. That said, some of the cosmetics I use are scented. Perhaps that's the cause of this confusion. Since I usually set up my stall by the docks, I avoid perfume like the plague, because Celestia forbid those lusty sailors catch a whiff and come hunting for the source.
That's the worst thing Paimon's heard all day.
While we're on the subject, have you never heard anyone mention Yingar's homemade perfume?
Yingar? Oh, as in scent of spring, Yingar?
Yes, that's her. Many a rich family's daughter has gotten her to make perfume for them. Apparently, her homemade product is better than anything you'll find on the market.
Great! This is just the intel we need. Finally, we're getting somewhere.
Well, hello. You found me at last. I've been waiting for you.
What? How did you know we were coming?
Oh, I heard a rumor about a couple who were snooping around town looking for a sweet-smelling lady. Actually, I was starting to worry you wouldn't find me. This is the ultimate test of my appeal, after all.
Snooping around? Why are you making it out like we're bad people?
What can I say? People love to talk. Maybe you ought to be more discreet in the future if you don't want word to get around. Relax. I know why you're here. You want to get your hand on my homemade perfume, don't you? What kind would you like? 3 in one go. My goodness. You have extreme tastes for someone your age. Maybe the rumors I heard were true after all. You're on the prowl and need some sweet-smelling ammunition? Is that the best you could come up with? Even if you were genuinely offering perfume to a deity, that doesn't explain why you'd need 3 kinds. Sorry, your story just doesn't hold water.
Zhongli was right. People don't remember this tradition anymore.
As one of my favorite poems goes, O cherry tree, begrudge not thy blossoms as they are deflowered in the spring, for come winter, even thy sturdiest wood shall wither.
That went over Paimon's head a little.
In short, I'm happy to help. Traveler, you can be my assistant, but you'd better make sure I'm the only person on your mind while you're hanging around with me. So, where is a good place for making sweet, sweet perfume? Where is that? Mondstadt? We're only making some perfume. There's no need to go to such ridiculous lengths. Somewhere closer to home will do. Let's go for the kitchen at Wan Min Restaurant.
Should I save this money or invest it?
Try something new at the
I've had a word with Chef Mao. We can start work now. Are you ready to please me?
What did you say?
I meant make me proud, as my assistant, obviously. While I'm setting up, you can go and fetch some water.
At the Wan Min Restaurant.
Oh,
Liyue people must
may
have
have
iron stomachs.
overeaten.
Cheap and tasty chop suey!
Got a lot going for it.
This water will do nicely. Now, I need you to extract the silk flower essence using a crafting bench. Perfume making uses an altogether different technique from alchemy. Here, let me teach you. Very carefully, take hold of the mortar and pestle. Gently does it. You need to keep your wrist firm so your hand doesn't. Now use your strong hand to stir it with a persistent rhythm. Keep going until the juices start to come out. Ooh, you're a natural, like a fish to water. Now take these and try it out on your own using a nearby crafting bench. Don't forget to do all three. They look visually identical during the essence extraction process, but I will put them into separate containers when the perfume is ready.
Should I save this money?
Try
or
something
invest
new
it?
at the
Wow! The essence is placed into water and simmered over a low heat until most of the water has boiled off. You must take care to control the heat during this process. If the temperature goes too high, it will affect the scent. So please focus on controlling the heat. This is the final step. Don't waste a drop of that essence now. We want all of it in there. All three perfumes are ready, and you, my friend, were a wonderful assistant. A testament to the lengths you will go to for romance. It's so rare to see nowadays. Wow, you actually remembered my throwaway comment. You know, you're cuter than people give you credit for. If I didn't have my guard up, I can see how easily one could be taken in. Anyway, shall I give you a brief overview of each scent? It might just help you match the right scent to the right occasion.
Paimon wants to hear this.
This first one is sweet as candy, straight out of a fairy tale. Younger women will love it. The second one is for those with more refined tastes, the first choice for daughters of high society. Finally, the third one has a soft but lingering scent, like a mist that captures the last light of dusk. Mature women adore this one. All clear? Don't get them mixed up now. You'll ruin the mood. Good. Be sure to come visit if you ever need help with anything, okay? I'll leave you with some parting words. One who tries to sail 3 boats simultaneously should be careful not to go overboard. Come and hang out with me at Scent of Spring sometime, okay?
Let's take these 3 perfumes over to the Statue of the Seven. Mr. Zhongli's probably been waiting a while. We've brought the perfumes, Mr. Zhongli. Did we take too long? You were just staring up at the statue.
Oh, you're back. Don't worry, I haven't waited long. Compared to the watch that Rex Lapis's statues have kept over Liyue, this was but a brief moment.
Well, how can a person compete with a statue?
That is true. Well, have you brought the perfumes?
3 sets, and not 1 less.
Thank you both. Let us offer them up.
This is the first kind of perfume. Miss Yinger said that it's sweet as a dream, and it's liked by younger ladies. This is the second kind. It's got an elegant smell, and the daughters of high society love it. The third kind has a gentle but lingering fragrance. Something like the dusk mist, and it's a favorite of mature ladies. Oh, what was that? That's the one older ladies like, right? Does that mean that Rex Lapis is actually an older lady?
Perhaps. Perhaps. Rex Lapis has taken on countless forms. Perhaps that really was one of them.
What a shame. We only got to see the giant dragon form, and... Let's hope the Qixing can catch the real killer.
We can leave that to the authorities. Let us focus on the fond farewell for Rex Lapis.
So, we finished another step in our preparations. What's next?
Next, I would like the 2 of you to help me borrow the cleansing bell.
Cleansing bell?
At present, a friend of mine named Madame Ping is the guardian of the cleansing bell. She lives near Yujing Terrace. If you ask her, she will know what to do.
Sure, but aren't you going to come with us?
I have certain reasons why I cannot be there in person. Please, do this for me.
Man, why's he gotta be so secretive this time?
All things must change. It's nothing. It's nothing. I just thought it a great shame that so many of these glazed lilies have wilted.
What happened to them?
Back in my day, people said that glazed lilies can read human hearts. If they heard beautiful sounds like laughter and singing, they would also bloom joyfully. But if they heard too much wild gossip or slander, they would quickly wither away.
So that means these flowers feel what's happening in Liyue?
Yes, the rumors of Rex Lapis's death are no small matter. They are everywhere. Some say it was a Fatui plot. Others say that the Chising made it all up. And still others think that that which lies in the deep is breaking free. This harbor is like a mountain of dry tinder. One spark, and the fire will consume us all. Well, I shall say no more. This old woman's grown too old and naggy. Did you have something to say, youngster? Ah, that old trinket. I remember it being here with me, but I've grown old. I can't quite recall where it is exactly. An old friend of mine used to wear it on his person, back when I was young. He saw me gazing at it often and gave it to me. But he told me then that if someone should come to borrow that bell, I should not be loath to part with it. It has been many years, and who knows how many times someone has come to borrow this bell. Still, though, I can't recall when it started. It's been a long time since anyone has come to borrow it. Oh, these old bones are so slow to look for things. I doubt you can wait that long.
What a weird thing to be proud of.
All right, children, there is no need to worry. I didn't place the bell very far away.
Do you live near here, Granny? Whoa, but this is Eugene Terrace. It's gotta be expensive.
Oh, an old lady like me can't afford to buy a place in this city. See this ceramic teapot? My entire household is in here.
How does that work? Hey, that's rude! And even if it was like that, it must be a very expensive bell, right, Granny?
Oh, youngsters. I simply mean that the bell is somewhere inside this teapot, and you are quite welcome to borrow it. If you can find it.
This Granny's so weird. What does she mean her whole household is in here? Is she playing with us?
This is a piece.
Forth, my blade!
Personal safety.
Huh? Where are we? What just happened?
Youngsters, this is where this old woman keeps all her things. Quickly now, go fetch that bell.
Whoa! That sounds like Granny's voice. So, this is her teapot? What's going on?
Oh dear, so many cobwebs. It seems I really haven't cleaned it in a long while. Sorry to trouble you, children. Please help an old lady clean up.
Did you notice? The cobwebs were made of elemental energy. How long has it been since Granny last swept this place? teapot and the cleansing bell? Do you think this old granny could also be an adeptus?
Wind and cloud.
Paimon's more and more convinced that she's an adeptus. But don't they all live in Chilyung Karst? Why would she stay in the city?
Come on, we can do it! Let the show be... Out of the frying pan, the fire! No escape! No one escapes my sight!
One! With my blade. From whence you came! A touch of frost. Submit for judgment.
How many levels does this teapot have? It would be nice if we had one of these too. Or at least we wouldn't have to camp outside.
Oh, you found it. Youngsters are so quick on their feet. Oh, now, let me see. How did this opening work again? Oh dear. Oh, in and out in no time. You youngsters really are quick. An adeptus. Oh, I haven't heard anyone say those words in earnest for a long time. As to whether I am one or not, child, surely you already understand.
Paimon kinda knows what you mean, but is also kinda confused. Are you really giving us the bell just like that, Granny? Don't you think it's weird? Something's just happened to Rex Lapis and then we come running up asking for it?
Oh, don't be silly. Liyue Harbor has been through a great deal in its history. In that time, it has seen the departure of countless adepti. But no matter what, we have always performed the rite of parting first before any other matters. To cry, "Catch the murderer," at the top of one's lungs, but ignore the rite of parting. That, to me, is what is wrong-headed. Now that you have come to borrow the bell, I guess that perhaps an old friend of mine has finally decided to take matters into their own hands. So, why would I be unwilling to lend you the bell?
Hey! It belongs to Granny! We're supposed to return what we borrow!
Oh, let you keep it. You really are a frank child. If you want it, you can keep it. But this bell gets homesick sometimes. Who knows? It might find its way back into these old hands. Well, you must have things to do. Since you have the bell, you should return. Oh, and do tell the person who sent you that if they have time, they can come over for tea. I don't have much to offer, but you can always count on an old lady for a pot of tea.
We will! Thanks, Granny!
This is a peaceful neighborhood.
Indeed, this is the cleansing bell. Let's place the perfume we've prepared inside. An adeptus.
That's suspicious. But if you don't want to talk about it, we won't pry. Oh, yes, that old granny asked us to tell you something. If you have the time, you can come over for tea. I don't have much to offer, but you can always count on an old lady for a pot of tea.
That tone does not suit you. Still, her teapot is indeed very good. There are none better for brewing tea. When a suitable time arrives, I'll bring a spot of fine tea and pay her a visit.
So what's the next step in our preparations?
Next, we need to purchase kites.
Ooh, Paimon loves kites! Are you taking us kite flying? Is this our break time?
No. Kites are children's toys, yes. But they also play various symbolic roles in Liyue's rituals. I will explain it to you. But our next course of action should probably be to purchase the kites first.
Oh, sure. Curiouser and curiouser.
Ah, sir, you're here. The 7 kites you asked for have been made to order. Would you like to take them now?
Yes, thank you.
It's rare to see customers who want to buy this type of kite nowadays. In the early days, we used to get orders from people of all walks of life.
Well, this is Mr. Zhang Li from the Wangxiang Funeral Parlor, so he's probably well-versed in all these walks of life. We've talked about a whole bunch of things while traveling with him. He seems to know Liyue's favorite topics, money and government, really well, but he likes talking about less useful topics instead.
Well, that's because I prefer to share fun things with you.
Children's toys are very fun things, that's for sure. I enjoy watching the children at play as much as anyone else, but there is more to it than that. Finely crafted toys are well loved by children, but this craft itself has been honed over thousands of years, and there is meaning behind that. I have made kites in Liyue for 40 years, and I am intimately familiar with the forms passed down from my ancestors. The meaning of these 7 kites is far from banal.
Indeed. These are decorations used in the rite of parting. The 7 kites represent the 7.
I took the liberty of coloring outside the lines when doing the insignia of the Animo Archon. As for the kite that honors the Geo Archon, one must follow the contract given right down to the last letter. These patterns are ancient, and you can also find them in the Golden House.
Ah, Paimon's heard that name before. Huh?
The design of this kite displays a firm grasp on the cyclicality and eternity so dear to the Electro Archon. These markings of tree and leaf pay due honor to wisdom and the passage of time. All this on a single kite. Truly astonishing. Justice flows across the surface of the waters. War rages like a flame, as does that which the Cryo Archon once... Yes, these details are masterfully done.
The compliments of a learned man truly are pleasant.
Well then, Granny Shen, I shall take these back with me. As for the payment,
Well, allow me.
Hey, it's Child!
No, I was merely passing through. I see Mr. Zhongli's the same as ever. When paying, well, when getting others to pay for him, he neither looks at the price tag nor his wallet. He knows a great deal about money, and about the trials of the common man. He just doesn't consider poverty to be something that could ever happen to him. Or perhaps you could say that he cannot imagine himself lacking money.
How has he not died of hunger yet?
child, you are as fond of jokes as ever. Well then, since we've purchased our kites without incident, there's no need to take a break before moving to the next step in our preparations. The rite of parting requires helping hands as well as materials. We should be able to find some people near the harbor.
Oh, by the way, take this bag of money. You probably won't want to let Zhongli do the bargaining, if you know what I mean. Seems I missed out on some interesting information. I suppose I'll just have to find a more opportune moment next time.
Hiring help? Sure. But let me just say first that I'm a reserve member of the Adventurers Guild. I take adventuring commissions, but I don't do anything clerical.
Adventure? Venturing into the mountains to capture a few crystal flies seems adventurous enough.
That's not hard. Almost a bit too easy for a reserve adventurer. Never mind. I'll only charge you 15,000 Mora. What say you?
A most fair price.
That won't do, I'm afraid. It's too little. Too little, I say. Five geocrystal flies. Yes, I do think it's worth about this much. I'll do it.
Let me tell you how it is.
A full day of odd jobs at Yujing Terrace. No problem. 25,000 per day. A fair trade, yes?
Whoa, that's expensive. Could you give us a bit of a discount on account of the whole Hero of Mondstadt thing?
Hero of Mondstadt? Never heard of them.
Well, you may never have heard of this hero, but it seems you've heard of Mora nonetheless. Thus, I will simply pay the whole sum.
This price will do. No loss to me for a day's work.
Oh, help? Sure. I, Tick, always put in 100% effort into everything I do. Of course, there'll be a premium if you want me to give 110%. So what's the job?
Let me see. We are still missing some wooden implements over at Yujing Terrace. They aren't uncommon objects, so I didn't make any special preparations for them.
No problem. That'll be 20,000 Mora for a single trip. How does that sound?
Done.
Let me think. Deal. This price is reasonable. I'll hop right to it.
All finished then? Splendid. Any leftover cash is yours to keep. A favor for the Fatui should never go unrewarded.
You think you can buy us off with some loose change? No way! Paimon demands to know when the next payment is coming!
Well, how does this sound? You give me the information I need, and maybe I'll leave the Northland Bank's vaults open and unattended for half an hour.
What info do you need? Huh. Does that mean you know what he's after? Yikes! You're right! Signora!
You both need to calm down. I don't know what's gotten into you. Just what is this about? The atmosphere got so tense all of a sudden.
Next, we need some everlasting incense. For this, we need to go to Boo Boo Pharmacy, the finest pharmacy in all of... Is everything okay?
Everything is fine. I was just informing them that they need not return the surplus Mora. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must be going.
Paimon definitely felt like Child wasn't happy with us just...
Honey, you won't get
Huh. The reception is deserted. And it seems kinda spooky in here. Hello? Is anybody there?
Welcome to Boo Boo Pharmacy.
Huh? Did you hear that? Where did it come from?
The reception, it seems.
You go check it out, and Paimon will bring up the rear. Oh, there you are. But you can't even reach the counter. Joke's on you. Paimon floats, so height is no restriction. Anyway, there's something weird about this one over here. What's the talisman doing on her forehead? It can't be. She's a zombie.
Welcome to Boo Boo Pharmacy. I am Chi-Chi. Once upon a time, Chi-Chi died. Then, Chi-Chi was saved by the Adepti. Now, Chi-Chi is a zombie.
Something like this would be unimaginable in Mondstadt.
Hello, little girl. Do you sell everlasting incense here?
Excuse me, sir. Did you bring your prescription?
Surely no prescription is needed to purchase everlasting incense. It's not a controlled substance.
Chi-Chi can get your medicine, but only if you show Chi-Chi your prescription. These are Chi-Chi's orders from Chi-Chi.
Zombies are limited to acting within the confines of their orders. And somehow in this case, the zombie issues her own orders to herself. My dear Chi-Chi, we didn't bring a prescription, I'm afraid. But we do hope that you can still help us find some everlasting incense.
Okay then.
How did you manage that?
But Chi-Chi helps you. You help Chi-Chi. Only fair.
Since when do customers need to do favors for customer service staff?
Never mind. Just think of it as a peer-to-peer transaction. That way everybody wins. Sometimes in Liyue, the art of the deal is simply about victory via mental gymnastics.
Go to Mount Tianheng, find the Guizhong Ballista, and hunt a cocoa goat. Please and thank you.
Guizhong Ballista. I have heard of this device before. It's a kind of crossbow turret, installed on Mount Qinheng by an adeptus in the distant past. an early mechanical device. Located in Qianheng Pass, it was designed to automatically fire at large monsters, protecting Liyue from external threats.
Mr. Zhongli really knows Liyue inside out.
Apparently not quite. This is the first I have ever heard of the Coco Goat.
The Coco Goat is a legendary animal, an adeptabeast.
Did you want to add anything else, or...?
No, just that the Coco Goat is a legendary animal, an adeptabeast. What it looks like, don't know. Where to find it, don't know either. Where it came from, also don't know.
Very well then. Let's start by investigating near the Guizhong Ballista. Perhaps we will find some clues.
What the heck is a Coco Goat? It's huge! Paimon can totally believe it took an Adeptus to build this. But how do you operate this thing? Just think how much strength you would need.
It is currently inoperable in any case. This device is broken.
Aw, what? It broke?
After millennia of wear and tear, even Adepti contraptions are difficult to maintain.
So what are we gonna do? Quick, Mr. Zhongli, use your unlimited high society knowledge powers!
You almost make it sound like I'm some sort of bourgeois parasite whose only utility lies in providing quaint pieces of trivia on demand. That said, let me think for a moment. Ah, yes. Spare parts were made for the Guizhong Ballista when it was first built, in case it was damaged in battle. As I recall, there is a military supply post from that period somewhere inside the pass. If we can retrieve the spare parts from where they are stored, we may be able to repair the Guizhong Ballista. One just needs to understand the basic working principles of the device.
So, what you're saying is that you actually understand the working principles?
I have a smattering of knowledge on the topic. With the parts in hand, I could at least tinker with it.
Where is that supply post? Here, post...
Ah, these parts look useful. One moment. I will try to repair the device. It is done. The Guizhong Ballista is more intricately designed than I thought.
Ooh! Now how do we turn it on?
It's easy enough. We simply need to do this. Look, it even has a scope.
Over here we have... nothing. And over there... more nothing.
Hey! Just what do you think you're doing? So you fixed up this turret because you're planning to do what, exactly?
Not a turret. A Guizhong Ballista. Also, kindly state your name before you ask a question. It's just good manners.
Ha! Are you blind or something? You're looking at the leader of the treasure hoarders, old man. This area's supposed to be chock full of hidden treasures, but you can't get anywhere near them with this thing keeping watch. It might look like any other mechanical device, but trust me, it's got a mind of its own. Last time we approached the mountain, it nearly skewered one of our guys. A few of us risked our lives to disarm it, which amazingly we managed. And then we turn our backs for 2 seconds, and you've already gone and repaired it! The next thing you'll be repairing is your faces! And that's if you get out of this alive!
Tut tut. Vandalizing the legacy of an Adeptus for selfish gain. Disgraceful behavior. It is not we who need reprimanding, but you.
Spirit Blade!
Keep back!
Eyes by rook.
One with my blade! From whence you came! Swift and merciful! From whence you came!
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
These lowlifes didn't know who they were messing with.
Troubling ourselves over this rabble is not worth the time. We should focus on our contract with Chi-Chi.
Oh yeah, that! So we've got the Guizhong Ballista working, but where's our Coca Goat?
A search using the Guizhong Ballista revealed no significant life forms nearby, save for the usual wildlife. What's more, a contraption built using Adeptus technology should have no trouble detecting an Adeptabeast, as Chi-Chi put it.
Which means... Paimon wouldn't go that far. We did something positive, right?
We won't solve anything while standing here and racking our brains. Let's return to Boo Boo Pharmacy, explain that we could not find a Coco Goat, and review our next step.
Good idea. We did our best, and that's what counts.
Let the show begin.
Forgive us. We were unable to fulfill our end of the contract. We found no trace of the Coco Goat Adeptabeast of which you speak.
What a disappointment. Don't worry about it. But I feel very disappointed.
Aw, poor Chi-Chi. Why does Paimon feel so guilty all of a sudden?
Coco Goat milk is tasty. So tasty. Much better than normal goat milk. Only an Adeptabeast could make such tasty milk. I'm sorry. I have a poor memory. I cannot remember the name of the milk. That's why I wrote it down. Where did I put it? Ah, here. This is the name. Coconut milk.
Huh?
I owe you both an apology. I hastily agreed to what appeared to be an equitable agreement with this zombie child, when perhaps I should have undertaken further due diligence.
Never mind, Zhongli. You didn't know. As the Liyue proverb goes, all things are random and... So how are you supposed to predict anything? Literally no one could have seen this coming.
Excuse me, everyone. Did Chi-Chi say a bad thing?
Oh, sorry, but Paimon's gonna leave the job of shattering this poor kiddo's world to you.
No. Impossible.
Seems Chi-Chi took this pretty hard.
Someone learnt a valuable life lesson today, then. Thank you all for looking after my little Chi-Chi.
Might I ask who?
Ah, how rude of me. I'm Baiju, boss of the Boo Boo Pharmacy.
Paimon thought Chi-Chi was the boss. Turns out it's some wacko who wears medicinal ingredients around his neck. What a sorry state of affairs. This little mascot is even more of a simpleton than Chi-Chi. Ah! The snake is speaking! I prefer to stay silent, but faced with strangers, I must speak, lest you mistake me for an escapee from the medicine cabinet, for I am a living, breathing serpent!
Don't mind Chung Sheng. She's a good girl, really. As for you three, communal chaos causing with Chi-Chi aside, what business brings you here?
Do you sell everlasting incense in this fine establishment?
Everlasting incense? Why, of course we do.
Whew, at last! Things are finally starting to come together.
3 million mora. Top quality. Guaranteed.
You might as well just rob the Golden House! Oh, but the Chising have taken it over for now. Security will be tighter than usual.
3 million. An innocuous number in and of itself, though practically speaking, it could be a hard sum to come by.
It's a crazy number. We'd never be able to make that much mora. And as for Mr. Zhongli, he's around 3 million short.
This is correct.
What are we gonna do? Is this the part where we go crawling back to child?
Coco Goat! Coco Goat! My sides hurt. Oh my goodness. I cannot believe you fell for that.
Hey, less laughter, more sympathy.
I'm almost in tears over here. Thank you. That was the best laugh I've had in a long time. In return, I'm more than happy to sort out this mess you've managed to get yourselves into. Excuse me, sir. Dr. Baiju, isn't it? Truly honored. I'm Child, one of the Fatui Harbingers. Forgive my audacity, but I see a great many opportunities for us to collaborate in the future. If Boo Boo Pharmacy needed a stable supply of, say, coconut milk, the Fatui could help by setting up a robust and speedy distribution network.
Strange. I knew the Fatui infiltrated businesses with seductive deals, but so much fuss over coconut milk?
Coconut milk. Baiju, quick. Chi-Chi wants coconut milk.
Ah, yes, of course, Chi-Chi. Anything you want. Thank you, child. I look forward to a successful collaboration in the future. I can give you a discount on that everlasting incense, too. Let's say 2,990,000 mora.
That's like 0 difference from 3 million!
2,990,000. Also an innocuous number in and of itself, though practically speaking, it is a whole 10,000 less than the original sum of 3 million. Well, Now that this is settled, we must head back to Yujing Terrace. Mr. Child, Dr. Baiju, little Miss Chi-Chi, see you soon.
Ah, that lot is an absolute riot. Honestly, I can't remember the last time I laughed so hard. So, you've been eavesdropping, I hope? What have I missed?
Yes, Master Child. They spoke of the Qixing taking the Golden House.
Well, well, well. Ningguang and her Qixing cronies. What else would they be hiding in the Golden House, if not the Exuvia? I apologize, but I warned you, didn't I? As the old Liu saying goes, the walls have ears.
Go, Barbara!
Well, as it stands, we've hired helpers, and we've acquired the everlasting incense. The completion of our preparations is not far off.
Whew, finally!
Well, traveler, have you gained anything from our adventure so far? Odd? Which is it, I wonder? The questions that such travels raise are ever so complicated. Well, I'll leave you to ruminate over it yourself. As to remuneration for your help, I've decided to treat you to a meal. Oh, yes, don't worry. I will remember to bring the Mora this time. Tonight, I shall take you both to an old hole-in-the-wall, praised throughout Liu.
Hole in the wall? As in a cool restaurant?
Indeed. Let us meet near the harbor, at third round knockout.
May the Lord of Geo...
La la la! Ha ha ha!
Listen.
Ah, you're here. There's no need to order. I've already done so. Third round knockout is not for lightweights, like those taverns in Mondstadt. Here, the owner does not take such unorthodox orders as fruit juice. I ordered some wine-fermented sweet rice balls for you, if that counts.
If it is to your liking, dear customers, I shall continue the tale of Lady Ninguang's Jade Chamber.
Hey, there's even a storyteller here! Great atmosphere!
Besides fine wine, the excellent ambiance is the reason why this place is so well loved. But when I say ambiance, I refer to a different sort from the one the Tevat travel guide uses to judge other establishments.
As you all know, high above the land of Liu lies a pavilion in the clouds, a palace in the mist. What does it mean to have all-seeing eyes? This, my friends, Lady Ninguang's masterwork that bridges earth and sky. Imagine, the weather is clear, and you gaze down from the deck on the world below. Behold, the glorious sights of Liu Harbor, stretching out far and wide. They say that when Lady Ninguang ponders important affairs, she retreats to her jade chamber with none but her 3 closest confidants in tow. Why brings she these trusted 3 to sift through sources, dig through documents, looking for information? Piece by piece, facts and figures paint a picture on the walls of the chamber. But well before the wall is filled, Lady Ninguang's mind is made up. Having made her call, she has every last document shredded, and whoosh, she scatters the shavings out her window. Ah, look at them, how they billow in the wind like a sudden swirling blizzard. As the fragments fall, traces of text flicker before the eyes of the merchants of Liyue, like ink stains in white snow. The saying goes, the rarest treasures in the land are the words brought by the paper snow. For the words of the Tianquan have the power to move mountains, and all throughout the land know it. These are but scraps of paper, and yet they guide Lady Ninguang's hand. Such is their value. Merely grasping 1 or 2 of them will surely gift you a fragment of her wisdom, enough to stay a step or 2 ahead of your peers.
Tianquan Ningguang. Feels like we're hearing this name a lot. Liyue locals talk about her. The Fatui hate her. She's most likely the one who hid the Exuvia, and we saw her at the Rite of Dissension. Huh. Paimon wonders what sort of person she is.
At last I have found you. You who returned from Jueyun Karst.
Who's there?
Wait, I am not with the Millelith, nor am I here to claim your bounty. However, I am an emissary of the Liyue Qixing. My name is Ganyu, secretary at the Yuehai Pavilion, and I have come specifically to meet you. Well, in concrete terms, I am the corporate secretary for the Qixing. At the moment, I am serving as Lady Ninguang's special emissary.
Ningguang sent you? We were literally just talking about her.
My apologies, you who have returned from Jueyun Karst. I am duty-bound and cannot extend my courtesy to you in full. But I have with me a letter from Lady Ninguang. She extends a formal invitation to you in her capacity as Tianquan. She invites you to her palace in the sky.
An official invitation?
Lady Ninguang said this. Invite him to come here. I wish to meet him. At the Jade Chamber, together we shall snip every one of these entwining dark threads.